Good morning, peeps. It's very early in the morning here, and I am going to do a non-witchy book haul video and kind of just a little bit of a witchy chat to start. Fear not, I do have my top 5 favorite decks of 2022 that I'll be recording later on today. So if you don't want to watch me talk about books, but you do want to watch me talk about tarot, we will be getting to that today. Don't worry about that. But it's been such a, you might be able to hear that I'm still getting over the flu. It's been a really poignant month and difficult month health-wise for my son and I. So I'm actually recording this at like 7 o'clock in the morning because he's still asleep right now. But we ended up having to take him to the emergency room last week. Well, I did. And unfortunately we had a case of the flu that just went out of control for his body, and I was very sick, and one of my dear friends ended up getting sick as well. So it's been quite the month. We did not have the Christmas that we were planning on, but we were very thankful to be able to spend it together and that we are both on the mend and getting healthier. So I kind of just wanted to start back with the channel with more of a chatty video, just because I'm still recovering my own health and energy levels, and I'm not quite at 100% yet myself. So it's wonderful to sit and to have a cup of tea with you. So let's have a little sip of tea together. So one of the things that I've really gotten back into towards the end of this year has been reading. I've always been a reader. In my teens and 20s was a voracious reader, but just through motherhood and life and everything the last 10 years, I've gotten a little bit out of reading. I mean, I still love to read. You guys know I do book hauls on occasion, and many of you enjoy that. So I hadn't completely gotten away from reading, but over the last few months, I've really gotten back into reading, and it's been such a balm to my soul. It's been so comforting and so beautiful, and just a wonderful, is hobby the right word? I guess hobby to get back into, but I've been just reading like crazy. So I thought I would share some of the books on my to be read list and just a few that I've finished reading recently that I really can't recommend highly enough if you are looking for something to read. So but before I get into that list, let me just see, was there anything else? I'm still a little bit spacey, guys, sorry, because this flu just really took us out. It's been a long time that we've been sick. We've been sick for most of December. So, but I think when you get sick like that, especially in this case, it ended up being really scary for Vincent. Scary for me as a parent with Vincent, just watching him get so sick, and then thinking he was better, and then it came back with a vengeance. It does make you appreciate the things that really matter, and I think this holiday season for us was much more about feeling really grateful for the things that we have, the things that we share, the family that we are together, the two of us, and just really treasuring that. And it's been much more about spending time together, coloring and writing, and Vincent loves to read as well, so he's done some reading with me too. Playing games together. We both like to play Sorry, the board game Sorry, together, so we've been focused a lot on that, and it's really been just very much about that kind of earth element family energy for us this holiday season. It hasn't been so much about like socializing or spending time with other people, or worries and concerns about gifts and things like that just go out the window when someone that you love is that sick. So it's been a beautiful reminder for us of the things that really matter and what's important in life. So we are just really enjoying getting to spend more time together this holiday season. So for wherever you are at on your personal journey, let me know in the comment section below what you've been experiencing and focused on this holiday season. You know, and as we prepare to step into the new year, feeling that kind of energetic shift for a lot of people, you know, what they want to focus on, what they want to manifest or create for themselves in their life experience in 2023. I've did over 30 year ahead readings in December, and that takes a lot of energy. I am actually going to do a video on this on the channel, but to do that type of divination and look that far ahead, it actually takes a lot of energy. And so I've been just trying to like nurture myself through the flu, and obviously caretaking for Vincent has come first, but trying to nurture myself and my energy outside of that really intense energetic load there, and just trying to rebalance that, bring that back to normal. So let's talk books though. I want to start with 2 books that I've finished reading that I really strongly recommend. I've been in like a dark academia mood, and I recently read The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I hope I'm saying her name right. This book is amazeballs. If you like magic, if you like dark academia, and if you like stories that take place on college campuses, this one happens to be in Yale, but it's magically focused. This book is amazeballs. It's so good. I literally could not stop reading it. Once I started, I couldn't stop. It got me through a couple days of a very high fever. It's really, really, really good. So if you're looking for something that it's a nice hefty read too. I think it comes in at like 449 pages. But if you want to just be completely taken away to another world and have just completely immerse yourself in another world, with really like human relatable characters, then The Ninth House is gonna do it for you. Like I really, really, really love this story. The second book in the series, I believe it's also the final book in this series, comes out next month, and I already pre-ordered it. It's called Hellbent. I'm very excited to see what happens next in the story. This is so, so good. So if you are looking for something like that, then I really, really recommend The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Sip of tea for the throat. So the next book that I finished reading recently, which this was on one of my lists a long time ago. This is The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex Harrow. I purchased this a long time ago, and I had started it, but it kind of starts slow. And so at the beginning of December, I was like, you know, I really want to get back into reading, like seriously reading again, not just like reading a couple books a month, but like really reading. Because I think you get to a place where you're like, I'm an adult, like how I don't want to be scrolling on Instagram in the very limited amount of time I have to myself. Like I want to be educating myself. I want to be opening up my mind. I don't want to be someone that's like stuck online all the time. And so I really set a goal at the beginning of December to get back into reading. And this was one of the books that I hadn't finished. Because the first 100 pages were not like super slow, but just for the mood that I had been in throughout 2022, it was a little bit of a slow start. Once I got into reading this book again, I could not put it down. It's so good. Some of the writing is just heartbreakingly beautiful. This is one of those stories that, you know, you cry at the end of. And you're really, really invested in January's story and figuring out, like you're figuring out January's magic with her. And I don't want to give away any of the plot line in case you are drawn to read this book, but it's beautiful, beautifully written, just touching. It's got that little bit of magic and fantasy that I love in it. And it really, really beautiful. There is like a little bit of a love story, but it's not the whole point of the book, and it's very much just like an in addition to piece. And yet there is an exploration of how love changes timelines. So if you are looking for something that's heartfelt, still magically focused, beautiful with just wonderful, wonderful writing in it. This might be the book for you. There was one passage I think I had set aside that I wanted to read in the video. Let me see if I can find it, guys. I won't hold you hostage too much longer here with me looking for it, but oh yeah, so she talks in page 316, she's talking about like not sharing all of a memory in the book. And she says there are 2 reasons. So she lists the first reason, which I'm not going to read to you, so we'll give some of the plot line away. But the second reason, she says, second, because they are each precious and painful to me in some secret way I can't explain, and I'm not ready to show them to anyone else yet. I want to hold them for a while in the quiet undercurrents of myself until their edges are worn smooth as river stones. And I thought that's so often why I don't share memories with other people, because sometimes you want to hold it close to your heart. And I love that phrasing. I want to hold them for a while in the quiet undercurrents of myself until their edges are worn smooth as river stones. I just love the imagery in that. And this book is just chock full of that type of imagery through the written word. So 10,000 Doors of January, I finished and highly, highly recommend. Some of you will remember it was on a to be read book list of mine some time ago. One of my best and dearest friends got me the book Children of Lucifer by Ruben Van Luke, and I can't wait to read this. This was such a great Yule gift. Thank you so much. I'm really, really stoked to read this. So this is a nice thick one. We like a nice thick book. And I think it's gonna really dovetail nicely with satanic feminism. So this is the Children of Lucifer. Very excited to read that. So the next things on my list, I'm either in the process of reading or I'm about to read them. Thank you to my friends who gave me Amazon gift cards for the holiday season so that I could order some books to read. I'm currently reading the horror novel, It Rides a Pale Horse by Andy Marino. Now this is like totally different field than those 2 books I just recommended. So you have to be into the horror genre, and you have to be down for artists and ghosts. So far, I'm not super far into the book yet. I'm only 63 pages in. But this book is really interesting, and I have to be really honest. Look at that cover. It's a large reason why I ended up purchasing this. I mean, that cover is everything, right? So this is It Rides a Pale Horse. If you're in a horror novel mood, you might want to check this one out. Let's see. On my to be read list is a YA book. I'm so like torn with YA books, guys. Like, excuse me, they were so popular, and I think they still are. I don't know. I'm not someone who's like following all this stuff, but I'm old school Tolkien fan, and so when I see all this fantasy novels getting written, like part of me is really excited, and then part of me is like, you know, it's a really beautiful craft, and don't bastardize the craft. I don't know. I can be a judgy Taurus. Like, let's get real. But this is by Leigh Bardugo, who wrote The Ninth House. So after I read that, I did pick up one of her YA fantasy books called Six of Crows, and I'm intrigued to see how it is. Again, I haven't read any of her YA books. I know one of her series is a Netflix series now, so I'm guessing it's good. I really loved her writing style in Ninth House. We'll see if it translates over to YA. I'm gonna give YA a chance. I'm reading YA fantasy. This is something that like I've been very like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm an adult thing. I'm getting off my high horse, and I'm gonna give this a try. So I will let you guys know how it is. But I mean, it's black and red and silver, and it says Six of Crows. You know, naturally it's on my list. But it is a fantasy book, and it's about a group of criminals who are kind of like found family for each other. So I'm excited from that perspective, and I like the idea of a thief being the main protagonist. So we'll see how it goes. But this is Six of Crows. This is on my to be read list. This is another YA book, but I'm gonna be really honest. I got it because it's about tea. And as you guys know, freaking love tea. Like, tea is my life. I don't drink coffee, I drink tea. And so this is, and look at the cover, guys. Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. It's so beautiful. So this is, let's see, it says, I'll just read it to you because I was going to try to explain what I understood from watching one of my book people online, but I think I'm just going to read it to you. So for Ning, the only thing worse than losing her mother is knowing that it's her own fault. She was the one who unknowingly brewed the poison tea that killed her mother, the poison tea that now threatens to take also her sister Shu. When Ning hears of a competition to find the kingdom's greatest masters of the ancient and magical art of tea making, she travels to the imperial city to compete. The winner will receive a favor from the princess, which may be Ning's only chance to save her sister's life. But between the backstabbing competitors, the bloody court politics, and a mysterious and handsome boy with a shocking secret, Ning might actually be the one in more danger. So that's the be kind to me, guys. I'm really getting over an awful flu. That's the synopsis of the story, and I'm kind of excited to read it. I know it's another YA book, and like I said, I wasn't going to do that, but I love it's like tea and there's magic around tea. I'm here for it. Plus this book cover is gorgeous, and yes, I am a hoe for a good book cover. I won't even lie to you about that. So following my dark academia theme, I have Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is a dark academia book, and it's very much like a critique of my understanding from what I've read and watched is it's very much a critique of governments and power and control. And there's a piece that ties into this around language. Now, if you have any kind of a Christian background at all, you know what the Tower of Babel or the Tower of Babel is, however you would prefer to say that. You have an intrinsic understanding of how in biblical myth, very much a lot of this tower was created around there being one uniting language that everyone spoke, and then language breaking up into multiple different languages due to punishment, etc., all kind of revolving around the Tower of Babel. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to play out based on my Christian knowledge of the Tower of Babel and like the juxtaposition and correlation of that within the story. I'm really excited to read this. And I have heard if you do have any type of Christian cult background, you're really going to get a lot out of this book, just because when you've dealt with inculcation and history being manipulated to fit a storyline, a methodology, a means of control, that's really dealt with in this book. And so I'm excited to read this for that reason. And then I purchased Slew Foot by Brahm. I don't even know, I gotta be really honest, a large reason why I purchased it is because there's gorgeous artwork in it. Just like it looked like some of the artwork is just, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So, but let me read it to you. Connecticut, 1666. An ancient spirit awakens in a dark wood. The wild folk call him Father, Slayer, Protector. The colonists call him Slew Foot, Demon, Devil. To Abatha, a recently widowed outcast, alone and vulnerable in her pious village, he's the only one she can turn to for help. Together they ignite a battle between pagan and Puritan, one that threatens to destroy the entire village, leaving nothing but ashes and bloodshed in its wake. This terrifying tale of bewitchery features more than 24 of Brahms' haunting paintings, fully immersing readers in this wild and unforgiving world. So, very excited to read Slew Foot. It sounds like my witchy cup of tea, and the artwork is beautiful inside as well, so it's a nice addition to the library. And my final trilogy on this list is by the author V.E. Schwab. Another one of my very, very close friends recommended this to me, and it's A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light. So this is the series, and Amazon had the series book, packaged together on sale. So this is my understanding an alternate realm of magic, all the things that I like to read about. It was highly recommended by my friend. I tried to start reading this series many years ago, but just lost track of it through everything that happened in my personal life. I'm excited to try to give it another chance now. And I've heard nothing but like just glowing reviews from all the research I've done online. And I do love those really immersive fantasy worlds that you can just sink your teeth into and just like totally, you know, you're in your room, you're reading, but you're in a completely different world in your mind. And I have a feeling that this is really going to provide that for me. So this is the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. Also, like, that's the coolest name ever. So this has been my little chat and catch up and book discussion with you all. I hope you guys are doing well out there in the world whenever you find this video. I am sending you, as always, so much love and many blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.